Every business or company goes through series of steps, similar steps to achieve a single sale in the organization. Understanding how the sales process works will help you maintain a consistent approach towards turning leads into customers. Whatever the prospective customers that you have, they become your buyers who've already bought your services that you were trying to pitch to them. So, what is the sales process? Now, sales process is a systematic, step-by-step approach that guides sales professionals like you and takes you through different stages of identifying, nurturing, and closing your sales deals. So it provides you basically with a framework for consistently and efficiently moving the prospects through the buyer journey. So today in our episode of Thinking Out Loud Thursdays, we're going to be talking about how to create an effective sales process. It's not a sales plan that I'm talking about, it's a sales process. Yes, so let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Sonia, you with me on Thinking Out Loud Thursdays, your friendly neighbor, mentor, coach, guide, take me what you want, explorer of new ideas and lover of coffee. So let's get started with today's episode quickly. Yummy coffee. So if you've still not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, as this year I'm going to be bringing in a lot of episodes which is going to be focused on sales, marketing, CRM, and also we'll be talking about various other industries as well, which is going to contribute to your learning and your growth. So what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. So let's start. Now, like I said, sales process is different. Sales plan is very different. So in a nutshell, sales plan is when you're outlining a very detailed document which has all the strategies, the goals for achieving your sales objective. So if I'm in sales, if I'm making a sales plan, I will figure out for the year what is my sales target. To achieve that target, what is the budget that is required per month? How many sales I need to do? How many leads will be required to do that sales? How many site visits do I need? How many meetings will I have to do? So that goes into really depth. So that's a very detailed document that is giving you a larger picture as to how do you want to go about achieving your sales targets. But sales process is a day-to-day interaction when you start having with your customers. That's a sales process. So the first thing what you need to do is, I'm saying when. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to identify your prospects. Prospects, what do you mean by a prospect? A prospect is a stranger right now whom you don't know. The stranger is not very well versed with your product, but you know because you've identified that this person is looking for something similar to your product and you would like to reach out to them to assess whether your product is something that meets their criteria or not. So that is a prospect who's not yet said yes to your product, who's not yet met you also, but you've painted a picture of that individual who is your prospective client in your mind, right? So that is a prospect. So prospect identification is your first step that you need to do. So it's like who's your target customer? Whether it's somebody who's in the age group of say 20 to 30, or is it from 30 to 35, or is it 40 plus that you're looking at? It could be your target customer could be basis age, could be geographically located, like people who are located say in Mumbai or Bengaluru, or your customers are based in the US, or they're based in say other Asian countries. So you need to define who is your target customer, and that is the first step that when we start doing it. So you create a ideal customer profile, and basis that profile, then you identify how will you reach out to your ideal customer that you have created. So whether your customers are more frequent on social media, So then you can do campaigns on, say, Facebook and Insta. If they are more on YouTube, then you can do YouTube ad campaigns. If you think that they are not too much on social media, but they are Googling something or the other, they're always online, then you can do a Google ad campaign. You could use Taboola. So there are a lot of platforms that you can use to generate leads, right? So once you've identified your customer profile, then you identify how to reach out to them. And once you've done that, you also then start doing initial prospect qualification in your mind, that if I need to reach out to this customer, first thing you look at whether the customer has need for your product, the person is okay with the pricing that you're offering. Somewhere in that range, the customer will be okay with the pricing, whether he's the decision maker or his wife is, or his parents are the decision makers, or he's somebody who actually checks with his friends whether this product is worth buying or not, or someone who goes online, reads the reviews, and then takes a decision whether I would want to buy. So you do a bit of initial analysis about your customer, and then you move to the next step, that is initial contact you start making, and you do qualification of your customer. So once you've done prospect identification, now you start doing your initial contact with the customer, and you start qualifying the customer a little more at a deeper level, right? Which is like you're assessing the customer basis whether the product is suitable for that person, and you start qualifying the customer basis the conversation that you're having, which is a very basic conversation. Initially, you can't have like 2-hour meeting. A customer would just like to confirm that yes, he is interested in your product, but the meeting will not go on for very long, right? So you can only do very initial assessment of the customer's need, and you can know that, okay, fine, he's a seriously interested customer, or somebody who will just say that, okay, fine, no, I just generally clicked on your ad, but I'm not very serious. So you disqualify that customer, and you qualify the other person who said, yes, I had clicked on your ad, I was looking for something like this, so let's have a meeting. So what you've done is you've done your initial assessment of your customer, right? Now for doing this, you need to have some collaterals with you, right? You need to have your script ready, your FAQs ready, you need to have your sales presentation ready if that is what is needed when you start going and meeting your customers, right? So look at whether you have these collaterals with you, because if you don't have, then please raise an issue and reach out to your senior authorities and say, I need these. Because if you're touching base with a customer over a call, then you need to have a script. If you're touching base with a customer over a WhatsApp, then you need to have accordingly maybe a nice creative with something written on it, so that the customer looks at it and is very interested to talk to you about it, or he is just generally curious about it, right? So your initial contact and your qualification happens. Now the third, what you need to do is you need to further go deeper into assessing the need and the seriousness of your customer, and qualify the customer furthermore. It means that now you need to talk to your customer in more detail. You need to either on a phone, or you have a one-on-one meeting with the customer. You learn more about your customer. What does he like? What are the challenges that he is facing? What does he need actually? What are the concerns that he has? Are there any pain areas that your product can solve for him? So you're trying to understand the customer even more. See, when you're meeting a stranger, what do? You don't start opening about yourself, and the stranger will also not start opening themselves to you in the very first meeting, right? But when you start understanding each other, and how do you do that? By talking to each other. Now, when you started talking to a stranger, you open up, you get to know what the other person is like, what are the challenges the person is facing, what gives him like a tick that he is okay and he says yes, what are the platforms that he normally visits, where does he do his purchase, etc. So you're just getting to know your stranger or your prospective customer, and this is a very, very crucial stage where you're deeply assessing the need of your customer, and you're qualifying your prospect at a deeper level, right? So you start asking a lot of probing questions. You're listening a lot to your customer to uncover their pain areas, right? And this is where we qualify the leads as hot, warm, cold. Sounds familiar? I think all salespeople would know that. So, hot leads, the definition could vary from company to company, from team to team. But normally, hot lead is where you're expecting a closure to happen within 30 days. Warm lead is that the closure might happen. You might seal the deal maybe in about 45 to 60 days. And if the deal is not even closing in 90 days, then that becomes a cold lead. And similarly, I've seen there are various sales team who say active and non-active leads. Active leads are some people who are talking to you, who are actively interested and looking at buying a product in a short span of say 30 to 60 days, and they are regularly talking to you, they are picking up your phone, they are active leads. People who have just simply inquired or they are interested in your product but they don't want to buy right now, they say okay fine, get in touch with us after 3 months, we are traveling. So they are non-active leads for the moment for you, and then you actually put them in your database and say okay fine, we'll get in touch with them at a later point of time, right? So you categorize these leads. Now once you've done your detailed need assessment, what do? You make a presentation to them, you offer solutions to them, and this is a stage where you start nurturing your customer by having a very frequent conversations with them, by sending them some messages on WhatsApp which is relevant to your product, where you're not pushing the product too much, but you're just you creating a recall factor that yes, I'm there in case you have any other question for me. So this is also a stage where you're trying to overcome any objections that the customer is having for your product. You're trying to address the concerns that the customer is having. And how are you doing that? You're doing that by educating the customer about your product. You are personalizing your communications with the customer, because whatever is their specific need or the concern, you're only addressing that need, and you're not sending the entire brochure or a document to the customer. You're customizing your presentations basis what the customer is looking for. In this whole process, you're building your reputation in the customer's mind. Here, the customer starts seeing your company, the brand which is there, which is interacting with the customer starts forming perception about you and your company in this particular stage. How are you interacting? Are you picking up their calls or not? How quickly are you responding to their queries or not? Are you responding to their emails well on time? Are you acknowledging their missed calls or their messages that they're sending with you on WhatsApp? So this is a very crucial stage as well, where the customers begin to form a perception about you and the brand or the company that you're working for. Once you've already done that, you've given a presentation, everything, now what's the stage? To make an offer, because the customer, you build a good rapport with them, you've addressed their objections, and now when everything is sorted, now is the time that you have to start making the offer. See, many salespeople, why they are not successful or why they are not able to close the deals in a shorter span of time, because they are good relationship salespeople. They don't know at what stage am I supposed to make an offer, right? And if you feel there is a challenge and you're not able to take those hints that the customer is giving, that yes, I'm ready now, please give me the offer, that's when I think just tell your seniors that you need some training, you want to go through some workshops and you want to improve this area of yours. Because कई बार लोग हम बातें करते रहते हैं कस्टमर के साथ और हमें पता भी नहीं चलता है कि हमें ऑफर भी देना है, एंड कस्टमर देन over a period of time then loses interest, right? Or he's already gone to another company and taken the offer from them and he's closed the deal, और आपकी उसके साथ अच्छी रैपो है पर आपने क्लोज नहीं करी वो डील. होता है, ये बहुत बार होता है. I have seen so many sales people who actually are very good in breaking the ice, very good in rapport building, very good in objection handling, पर उन्हें पता नहीं चलता है कि हमें ऑफर कब देना है. So when you're ready to make the offer which is relevant to the needs of the customer, which is basis all the conversations and the objections that you've had with the customer. You personalize it, you address those challenges and concerns in your offer, and you make an offer which meets their budget, which is aligned to the goals and needs of the customer as well, right? So you made the offer, right? Ab offer ke baad kya? Which is the next step? Again, the customer will have some concerns, will have some objections. So next comes overcoming your objections again. Now, these objections are very different from the objections the customer would be raising when you're doing the presentation or when you're doing the need assessment. Here, the objections would be very relevant to the price. Maybe he wants to negotiate on the price, or he wants to know what are the further risks involved if he's going to buy your product, or he would like to know is there on the legal criterias, the agreements that you've shared, so he has some concerns on the agreement, or the content of the contract only, there is some lines that he would like to understand further, or there's something new came up in his mind when he was reading your offer, so he'd like to get clarity on that. So these objections are bringing you more closer to signing the deal with the customer. So once you've handled those objections very carefully, the next is signing the deal or closing the deal. Now, this is also a very crucial step which most salespeople are unable to figure out because they don't know when to say that, okay, fine, sir, let's close the deal. कुछ लोगों में hesitation होता है. Some maximum people who are not able to close the deal or who's not able to bring themselves up to the level to say that, sir, let's sign the deal now. तो उन्हें लगता है कि customer ये ना सोचे हम बहुत desperate लग रहे हैं, हम बहुत needy लग रहे हैं, तो हम थोड़ा और बातें करते रहते हैं. तो उसमें क्या है कि you miss out. If the customer is giving you some hints, you need to be very attentive. You need to listen very carefully what the customer is saying. And if there's no other query, there's no harm. Please go ahead and close the deal. And there are ways that you can actually look at closing the deal, which is like you directly ask the customer, sir, if everything is okay, let's sign the deal now. That's like you're directly going to them. You can even look at indirectly, where you say that, okay, sir, are there any other objections that you have? And if you don't have, can we look at signing the deal now? Which is indirectly that you're countering that, okay, fine, have you gone through the offer? Have you seen the offer very carefully? And if there's anything else, do let me know so that we can, look forward to signing the deal very soon. So if the customer at that time says, okay, fine, no, I don't have anything, then you simply just say, sir, then can we meet tomorrow too? Or can I meet you this evening? So depending on the availability, immediately block a time and go ahead and sign the deal. But if the customer says, no, I have few more objections, they get into handling those objections there and then, because that's when you've made the offer to the closure of the deal, the time gap should not be very long, because if the time gap is very long, you're going to lose the customer. Many salespeople need to keep, upskilling this skill of theirs. If you think that you are lacking this, please go ahead and tell your seniors to have workshops and sales trainings, and surely you can develop this closing skill as well, right? So this is somewhere where the customer will say, yes, I'm ready to sign the deal, and let's seal and let's sign and shake hands. So closing the deal is also like a commitment where the customer says, yes, I'm ready to buy your product. Let's shake hands and let's sign the initial document so that we are on one page and we've agreed, and it's like a commitment that we're giving to each other, that you will honor your terms of the deal, I will honor my terms of the deal. If you feel that you don't know how to close the deal, there are few things that you can obviously, but like I said, direct, indirect, you can do. If there is a limited time offer that you're running, you can even speak about, sir, this is a limited time offer. You have to make a decision within, say, 7 days or 2 days or 24 hours or 48 hours. Or you can say, sir, what else is needed, what that will make you take a decision in the next 2 days. So no harm, please go ahead, because you've invested so much of time in bringing the customer to that stage where the customer should either sign or he should just say, no, I think I'm going to take more time. I know it's disappointing, but at least you get some yes or a no answer from the customer. And lastly, this is the last point, where after you've closed the deal is a very important journey also begins of the customer with your organization, with your team, which is the post-sale relationship. The customer relationship team comes into picture, and your company's brand, all the hard work that you've done can actually multiply by the customer would be even more happy with your organization, or the customer will regret that why did I buy this product? The salesperson was good, but the CRM team was very bad. They don't answer my calls. They are not responding to my queries after the sale of what I've done. They're not giving me the service that was promised, etc. So many companies I've seen, they have a very bad post-sale service. But let me tell you, the post-sale service is very much needed, because you are trying to convert those customers who have bought your product, who are experiencing your services, and you're trying to convert them into your brand voice or your brand ambassadors. Because in the long run, they will actually be your word of mouth publicity. They'll do that word of mouth publicity. They will refer their friends and family to you. So it's even more important that after the sale is done, the post-sale service also makes or breaks the impression that you have created in the customer's mind. This is also a stage where you start seeking for feedback from the customer. I hope everything is going right. On their birthdays or anniversaries, you start wishing them. You start sending them maybe a bouquet of flowers. If not that, you're just sending them a birthday greeting over WhatsApp, or just sending them an email that yes, this is there. And any future offers that you're running, any launches that new products and services that you're bringing in, you obviously reach out to these people first, and you give them some better offer than what you're giving to the outside world. This is actually gonna lead to adding to your brand goodwill, to your company image in the market, your review stature, the star rating that you get on Google for your company. This all adds to it, right? The sales process is nothing but a journey that you're taking of taking the customer along with you from one stage to the other, till that prospective customer does not become your real customer, or your customer, your person who's already bought your services. So on that note, I'm going to end my Thinking Out Loud Thursdays. I hope you enjoyed this session and you found value in this video. And if you did, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, and also like, comment, and share my video. And of course, related to sales, we will be talking a lot of topics in my coming episodes as well. But if there's still any topic that you feel you would want me to cover, leave a comment and I will surely take up that topic in my coming videos. And I hope you've bought my book, Career Chaos and Coffee Stains, from Amazon, and do leave reviews as to how did you find my book as well. So have a great Thursday, everyone, and I'm going to see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.